that Sammy made a friend. Do you remember what his friend's name was? My friend. That's what he named him, right? Okay, well, today we're going to read Chapter 2. He makes me lie down in green pastures. There's not any pictures on this page, but when there is, I'll show you some pictures, okay? All right, here we go. Hi, my friend, Sammy called as he waddled to the fence. Hi, Sammy, what have you been doing? Well, Sammy yawned, I just got up. I've been snoozing on the other side of the pasture. It was so restful. My friend looked puzzled. How can you lie down and rest with this many distractions? I don't have any distractions, Sammy replied. But aren't you afraid of something terrible will happen to you? No, Sammy answered. What about the bigger sheep or the flies and insects? Aren't you just too hungry to lie down and rest? My friend quizzed. Sammy was a bit bewildered. No, my friend, I don't worry about any of those things. My shepherd takes care of those things so that I can lie down and rest. Oh, I wish I belonged to your shepherd, my friend said as a bigger sheep butted her with his head and pushed her away. Once again, Sammy felt sad for his little sheep friend. He was so troubled that he didn't notice Grandma mosey up beside him. She wasn't really his grandmother, but all the sheep called her that because she was the oldest sheep in the flock. Sammy was startled when he heard Grandma's kind old voice. Here's a picture. So there's Sammy and my friend. Oh, goodness. Look how sad my friend looks. And Sammy's plump and healthy looking. Okay. Sammy, this is Grandma. Sammy, she said, do you understand why your friend can't lie down and rest? No, ma'am. Let me tell you about sheep, Grandma said. We cannot lie down and rest until 4 things are done for us. Really? What are those 4 things? Well, first, Grandma said, we must not be afraid. We are easily frightened because we're helpless. Think about it, Sammy. We have no way to defend ourselves. One dog or coyote can terrify a whole flock of sheep. Without a shepherd to protect us, we are too afraid to lie down. I never thought about that, but you're right, Grandma. What's the second thing that we need? There must not be any bickering with the other sheep in the flock. We can be very cruel to each other. Bigger, aggressive sheep bully weaker sheep. Bossy sheep push the other ones away from the best grazing places. And when we're squabbling, we can't lie down and rest. But our shepherd stops our silly fights. Then we can rest. You're right again, Grandma, Sammy laughed. What's the third thing we need? We must be peaceful. This means we must be free from flies and parasites swarming around our heads and up our noses. Those pesky bugs drive us crazy. I've seen sheep shake their heads and stomp their hoofs trying to get rid of them. I seem to remember that you had a problem with nose flies one time. Yep, I'll never forget that, Sammy said. A good shepherd applies special oil to his sheep. This oil keeps the bugs away. Then we are peaceful and we can lie down and rest. Grandma, hanging out with you always makes me wiser. Now tell me the 4th thing we need. You do know how to make an old sheep feel special, Grandma chuckled. The 4th thing we need is food. We cannot lie down if we're hungry. A good shepherd clears the pasture of rocks, prepares the soil and plants so that his sheep will always have plenty to eat. Look at your friend's rocky pasture. There's not much grass there. Now look at our beautiful green pasture. Sammy, why do you think there's such a difference? Because we belong to a good shepherd who prepares green pastures for us. I'm glad I belong to a good shepherd. Grandma nodded in agreement. I've belonged to him for a very long time, Sammy, and every day I am more thankful that he makes me lie down in green pastures. So that's the end of chapter 2. If I get that picture again. So do y'all remember what the 4 things are that she said that they needed to be able to lie down and rest? They must not be afraid. They must not have any bickering among them, so they must not be fighting within all of the sheep. And they must be peaceful with no bugs up their nose. And they must not be hungry, so they have to have food. And so Sammy's shepherd provides all that for him, just like Jesus, our shepherd, provides all that for us, so that we don't have to worry about anything, that we can just lay down and rest. Okay, I hope you enjoyed chapter 2. I'll see you again for chapter 3.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lays me down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me on paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23.